everyone. My name is Kanushri. Before we dive into our AP Physics Masterclass, I'd like to take a moment to introduce you to the organization making this session possible. Let's Unbound. Let's Unbound is dedicated to empowering students across more than 25 countries by fostering STEM skills, life skills, and college programs. Our mission is to help students achieve their life skills by 18 and life goals by 35 through personalized learning and mentorship. With programming ranging from skill development, college prep to Ivy League readiness, Let's Unbound has taught over 4,000 students, conducted more than 125,000 hours of teaching, earned a global 4.9 out of 5 rating. By combining innovative teaching methods with strong mentorship, Let's Unbound helps students realize their potential and make a positive impact on the world. So, as we begin today's masterclass, remember you're building skills that will help you excel far beyond the test in college, career, and life. Over to you, Priyanka.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, Kanushri. Okay. So I am Priyanka Kabra and I am the master tutor for AP Physics. So I would please request you to turn your videos on if you can, if you're comfortable. Okay. All right. So I am into AP Physics tutoring since last 8 years. And yes, I would say that physics, as we all know and as we have all experienced, that it is actually one of the most difficult subjects and the fearful subjects for the students. Because in my opinion, whoever I have taught, I have experienced and I have got to know from the students that they fear physics. But this is actually, I would say, challenge for me or any physics tutor, because they have to make the students feel comfortable with the subject, because it is more mathematical inclined subject. So yeah, students, and especially like the students, girl students, like there are a very few. I don't know why. I personally, being a female, I love physics, but especially for girl child, physics is actually one of the most difficult subjects I have ever like got to know it. So the first target of me when I am teaching physics is to make the student comfortable with the subject, so that he or she doesn't get like bad dreams about the subject, I would say. All right, let me just share the screen. Just give me a second. Okay. So, all right. So, as we all know that physics, AP Physics, as far as AP Physics is concerned, it is more of like the AP program or AP course which is taken by the students who go for the science-based undergraduate programs, especially related to like science majors. If we talk about biology, chemistry, chemical engineering, astrophysics, geophysics, biotechnology, those, and especially the engineering, all the fields of engineering, all the streams of engineering, those students who like pursue for the or they want to go for these courses, they take AP Physics. So yeah, physics itself has like the four APs. It is categorized into four APs. It's physics 1, physics 2, then it is physics C. And physics C is now, it was like the single AP earlier, but now it has been categorized into two AP physics, physics C mechanics, and the second one is electricity and magnetism. So it is famous like with its short form, which is ENM. So these two physics are actually algebra based. Algebra, obviously the students get to learn algebra from right from grade 6 or 7. And these two are calculus based. So calculus is something which the students get to learn in higher classes, like especially in grade 11, 12 or like that. So now we will get to know that how are these two different and with who takes AP Physics 1 and 2 and who takes AP Physics C, MEC or E&M. Yeah. Now, there are a few changes which were made from 2024-2025 exam. With AP Physics 1 and Physics 2, exam pattern has changed for all the AP Physics. But as far as the course structure is concerned, the course structure for Physics 1 and Physics 2, it has been like slightly shuffled, I would say. So earlier, one of the units from AP Physics 2 has been shifted to AP Physics 1. And we will discuss the exam pattern. Actually, the exam pattern for all the AP Physics exams is common. Let's just dive into the course structure of the AP Physics exam on all the AP Physics. All right. So as we can all see here, there are 8 units. So Physics 1 is the most chosen AP Physics course by the students, and it is also one of the lengthiest courses in AP exams. It is having 8 units. Kinematics, force, and translational dynamics. So here the units with their weightage in the exam is also given, right? So the first is kinematics, and this is basically mechanics based. So the students who are in grade 11, especially, they take this subject and they are actually familiar with all these things because the course structure for grade 11, whether it is any board, IGCSE, IB, CBSE, any board, or US curriculum, UK curriculum, the course structure for grade 11, it remains the same. So most of the students who are in grade 11, they usually take AP Physics 1 and also AP Physics C Mechanics. Because like eventually we're going to know that the course structure for AP Physics 1 and AP Physics C Mechanics, that is more or less similar. It's just a matter of one unit which is like extra in this AP Physics 1 and which is not there in AP Physics C, but the course structure is same. So usually the students get confused that which AP Physics should I take? So we will go to that part as well, that the students who want to pursue like special courses like the engineering or maybe architecture, they pursue or they go for AP Physics C Mechanics or E&M basically. So the first unit is kinematics, weightage 10 to 15%. Then the force and translational dynamics. So we read about forces, types of forces, free body diagrams, Newton's 3 laws, action reaction. I think all must have heard it about it. Action reaction forces, momentum, then acceleration, net force, all these things, and then work, energy, and power. So these two units are usually combined in the exam, and the questions related to both they are combined. Actually, all the concepts are combined and they are asked in a single question. So these are the most important units, and I also try to make the students like solve more and more questions from these two units so that we can ensure that they're going to get at least full marks or full points in FRQs. Then it is linear momentum. So basically, linear momentum is also one of the parts of force and translational dynamics only, because momentum word gets introduced when we learn about forces. One of the Newton's laws, they actually include momentum. Then it is torque and rotational dynamics. Yeah, the weightage is less, but in case of scariness and fear of students, it carries the highest weightage. Torque and rotational dynamics. So I have taught so many students till this point of time, but only 2 students of mine have said that this is our favorite unit. Otherwise, all the students say we are really scared of this. So yes, more questions from this as well. And this energy and momentum of rotating systems, this is actually a single unit which has been like categorized into 2 and splitted into 2 units. Then it is oscillations, everything related to springs, pendulas, and what type of motion we are going to connect that motion to the differential equations, and those kind of things are there. Then it is fluids. This unit has been added recently to Physics 1, which was initially there into AP Physics 2 course. So it is also written over here that recently it is added as the final unit following the 2024-25 redesign, having previously been in AP Physics 2. So there has only been one exam so far with this unit in AP Physics 1. So these 2 units, obviously, we have to focus more on, and then it is torque and rotational dynamics. So actually, it also covers like 20 to 25% of the weightage. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. Then we have AP Physics 2. It is also algebra based. So we will be dealing with normal multiplication, division, yeah, and vectors. Vector algebra will be included into this. So vectors are dealt in a different way altogether. Now, this actually, the AP Physics 2 course, when we talk about the school curriculars, this AP Physics 2 course is the students of grade 12, they are more familiar to this course. Yeah. So the first unit in this is thermodynamics, related to heat, the ideal gas equation, the three laws of thermodynamics, heat engine, relation between pressure, volume, temperature being one quantity being constant, and then the relation between the other two. So it deals more with the relationship between pressure, volume, and temperature. And then we have electric force, field, and potential. So yeah, it relates first of all the charges to forces, static charges, and then potential, electric field, and then various systems which are going to include vectors a lot. Then we have electric circuits. Electric circuits will be dealing with dynamic electricity, or we can say current electricity, moving charges basically. So yeah, interesting and tricky unit, I would say, for electric circuits. Then we have magnetism and electromagnetism. This is quite a good unit, but a bit confusing for the students because there are so many rules to determine the direction, the magnitude of magnetic field in different types of magnets. Then we have geometric optics. So geometric optics, it will be dealing with lenses, the ray diagrams, and then the laws of reflection, refraction, those kind of things. And then we have wave, sound, and physical optics. So earlier optics was one unit. Now it has been divided into two units. One is geometric and the next one is physical optics. Physical optics deals with the real world phenomena basically, which includes interference, diffraction, those kind of things. Basically, the wave nature of a light. There are two nature of particles, dual nature, which is said, and that is the particle nature and the wave nature. So unit 13 will deal with the particle nature and unit 14 deals with the wave nature. Then we have modern physics. So in modern physics, we will be, modern physics, as the name suggests, it deals with the things that are used in modern day life. Or we can say the semiconductors, LEDs, and those kind of things, and photoelectric effect, the photoemissive things, all those things will be included in modern physics. So basically related to Einstein's theories, the Einstein's photoelectric equation and all those things. So in this, as we all can see, that the highest weightage units are these three, and then this and this. So basically, electric force, field, and potential and electric circuits, these two units can be combined together and the questions can be asked from these units. Thermodynamics is whole and soul, very separate unit. One FRQ, or the free response question, from this. And then we have magnetism and modern physics. So magnetism is can also be connected with electric circuits, and then modern physics as a whole can be given the question from. Okay, here it is also said that fluids has been moved to AP Physics 1 from 2024-2025 exam. All right. So this one is just, okay. So this one is AP Physics C, electricity and magnetism. Just a second, there has been one. All right. Yeah. There has been connectivity issue. Just give me a second. I'm sorry for this. Yeah. All right. So as we have already gone through the course structure of Physics 1 and Physics 2, now when we will go through the course structure of AP Physics C, which are like calculus based exams, you're going to find like so many similarities in the course structure. As we all can, if we compare the Physics 1 course and Physics C Mechanics course, these all 7 units were there included in AP Physics 1 exam as well, right? But the difference lies in the pattern of questions and the methodology to solve them. So that is a bit trickier. That is going to use calculus. So calculus, if we can say calculus is more of like which uses derivatives and integrals. So yes, before taking AP Physics C Mechanics, the student has to know and they have to have some basic ideas related to calculus. Like much of calculus, like I won't say that much of calculus is used in AP Physics C Mechanics, but yes, a lot of calculus is used in AP Physics C Electricity and Magnetism. Similarly, here also, if we look at the weightage of the units in the exam, it is more of the force and translational dynamics, work energy and power, these carry the highest weightage. And then oscillations and torque. So torque, these two can be combined together because both the units deal with rotating systems. So yes, torque, this altogether. But yeah, if we look at the individual units, the force and translational dynamics and work energy and power, these carry the highest weightage. So again, here also we have to focus more on force and translational dynamics and work energy and power. And specifically in work energy and power, we will be dealing with conservation of energy. Energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. It can only be converted from one form to another. That thing, I guess the students must have heard about it in their grade 9 or 10 maybe. So yes, and yes, most of the students which like I have taught so far, they have taken AP Physics C and AP Physics 1 the most. But from my experience of their results, I have like more students from AP Physics C Mechanics who have scored a 5. I don't really understand why, but one of my theories says that whoever takes AP Physics 1, they're new to these concepts. Either they have like physics, they are studying physics for the first time, or they are like small as compared to 11th and grade 12 grade students. The grade 9 and grade 10 students also tend to take physics 1 and physics 2 because they are not aware about calculus things. So they usually take AP Physics 1 and AP Physics 2 courses. Okay, now let's see about electricity and magnetism. So this is the course which uses the highest amount of calculus. So yes, getting acquainted and comfortable with calculus is the basic requirement to go with this course, electricity and magnetism, as well as AP Physics C Mechanics. Here also, now this course is similar to Physics 2 course. Electricity, electric charges, fields, Gauss law was not there in AP Physics 2 because it completely uses calculus. Then electric potential was there in with electric charges and fields only. Then we have conductors and capacitors. So yeah, conductors and capacitors, this is related to potential, but yes, capacitor is a new concept in this. And then we have electric circuits, same as Physics 2 exam. Magnetic fields and electromagnetism, that was also there in Physics 2. And then electromagnetic induction, this was included in the magnetic field unit itself in Physics 2 exam. So in this, if we look at the weightage, 15 to 25%, and then we have nearly like electromagnetic induction, magnetism, this we can combine because these include like very common topics. And then this, these are the most important topics from which the free response, or we can say the structured questions, are found. Everybody, we have gone through the course structure so far. If anyone has any doubts or any queries regarding the course structure, you can please type in the chat box. We can clear them up right away. If anyone has any doubts. Okay, so this is all about the restructuring of the course in Physics 1 and Physics 2. and whatever has been like divided, whichever unit has been divided into parts or something like that, that is all over here. Physics 1 includes now fluids, which was previously in the unit 1 in AP Physics 2. Yeah, optics has been split up into two parts, that is including waves and physical optics, or we can say geometric and physical optics. And then Physics 2, it actually now starts with the unit 9. Physics 1 and 2 were initially the combined course. It was initially the combined course. So AP Physics was into two parts earlier, but now every part has again been splitted up into two parts. So there are total AP Physics 4, AP Physics exams. In total, there are 4. Okay, now coming to the exam format, which is actually very important to understand. It was like different for AP, different AP Physics earlier, but nowadays the pattern has been the same. It is hybrid kind of an exam. Hybrid exam, that means half part it is digital, or we can say it is given by the student on a computer based exam. One section is computer based and the other section is paper based, that means the usual kind of exam. So when we talk about digital type or digital format of the section 1, it actually has two sections. Section 1 is multiple choice and section 2 is free response. So multiple choice, earlier it was like 5 options. Also there were multi-select or multi-correct answers, multi-correct questions. But now they have actually saved the pain of the students. They have tried to save the pain. So they have like reduced it to 4 options per question and single select option only. So yeah, that is a relief. And previously it was 50 questions, but now we have 40 questions and we have to complete this in 80 minutes. So on an average, 2 minutes per question. Multi-select questions are removed. This is a relief because the probability of getting the right answers in multi-select questions, that is very less. If we get down to guessing thing, then. Okay, then we are here with the free response questions. So free response questions, this section is the most trickiest and is actually the 50% of the, it carries the 50% of the points in AP Physics exams. We have 4 questions to be attempted in 100 minutes. So on an average, 25 minutes per question. Now, free response questions, the students really struggle in free response questions because in free response questions, they tend to check your conceptual clarity. And most of the students, like, maybe they are good in concepts, but they can't express it that well. So it is just like the regular exam, but yes, they actually leave some space after every question. So we have to finish that in that particular space. And also we cannot use pencil. So the most common or the most important advice from my side to the students who give AP Physics exams, and as far as physics is concerned, because it takes up a lot of space, a single mistake and the whole space is finished. So we have to be sure before like writing it down in fair form in the exam, in the final form, we have to be sure that it has to be written in the exam, because there are going to be mathematical routines, there are going to be derivations, there are going to be calculus based the equations and calculations. So that actually takes up a lot of space. So with conceptual clarity, it is actually a matter of smart work and precise work. Because in free response questions, your points can be deducted with any particular reason because of anything you can't even think about. So that is one of the most I would say difficult things for the free response part as far as it is concerned. Then the science practice assessed across sections include translation between representations. So yeah, different types of quantities might be given. You have to actually establish the connection and the relation between those quantities, and without concepts you really can't do it, because they are not going to ask for direct derivations. They are going to give you some situation and then they are going to ask you to find the relationship between a few physical quantities which you have to do. And then they have started focusing more on experimental design questions from last 2-3 years. So experimental designs, just like we do the Just like we do the experiments in our routine labs, they are going to give you the apparatus and they're going to ask us that you have to design a procedure to determine this thing from the given apparatus. So that we have to do. And obviously that is going to include the mathematical routines. So this is challenging. So yes, we have to practice more and more. Okay. Course structure we have already discussed about. Now, okay, this is important. Free response assesses. So this is the percentage of the questions in the exam that they are going to give from different categories: mathematical routines, creating representations, scientific questioning and argumentation, then experimental design 20 to 35%, which is really big. Mathematical routine questions or mathematical routines is only in multiple choice. Multiple choice questions, remembering the formulas really help because they save us time. And students now, and yes, we get equation sheets, but we don't have to completely rely on those, because there are so many other formulas which we really want to use and which we really need to use in the exam, which are not there in that equation sheet. So yes, getting acquainted and remembering the formulas is one of the keys to do the exam in time and with accuracy. Okay, so these are the students who want the strongest preparation for highly quantitative physics heavy majors in college. So physics majors, these are BS in physics, BS in applied physics, engineering physics, all four APs are directly relevant for all these things. Now, when we are concerned about engineering majors, who are like the students who are targeting for the engineering undergraduate programs, they usually take calculus based exams because they really help in building our profile and improving our profile and application. And also they are really helpful. The good scores really help in college credits, elective credits as well. So all the engineering branches, the students usually take E&M and mechanics. As you can see, it is everywhere. E&M mechanics, E&M mechanics. And then geophysics, astrophysics, mathematics, physics double major, this architecture, mechanics, those AP Physics 1 and AP Physics 2 usually, AP Physics 2 is usually taken by the students who are going to go for pre-med and biology and chemistry streams. Physics 2 is taken by most of the students who take that. And then, yes, physics major students, they are benefited by this. Engineering majors, yes. Astrophysics, applied math, physical sciences, it is very appropriate and relevant for those. And then elite STEM track applicants. Then scientific, the science, technology, engineering, and mathematical based any course is there. They all can take like all the AP4 AP Physics courses, and yes, they are certainly going to stand out from the league. So, okay. So we have the score scale from 1 to 5. 5, well and good. It's like a full house. So we can say that usually it is like it varies from 65 to 68% depending on the which AP physics are you giving. So I always take the safe side and margin for 75%. I usually try to get my students at least for getting a 5, at least 75. I usually make up their mind that they have to score at least 75% in the exam to score a 5. Otherwise, normal tendency of the students, okay, we want 68%. Okay, so we can just leave this question and we'll be okay. That is not going to work, because when we think that we are going to achieve 75%, trust me, we are going to be stuck at either 67 or 68. So if we are already in the purview that we have to get to only 68%, trust me, you're not going to get a 5. You're only going to get a 4. So yes, if you want to get a 5, score at least 75%. More is always fine. Then 4, obviously less than that. There is a whole range of percentage in the exam, and then you get the score out of it. So yes, 1 doesn't make any sense. Better not to give the exam only. 2, a very few universities might accept a 2, but not acceptable for me, I would say. You at least have to get a 3 to be qualified. See, if you can see, it is just qualified. 3 is only qualified. It comes under the category of qualified, not more than that. Yes. So we either have to get a 4 and a 5. In common uses, college credits, advanced placement varies by institution. Yes. A few universities might accept 5 of AP Physics C, mechanics for some stream, and the other university might consider a 4 as well. So it varies like that. It strengthens college applications and then prepares for STEM majors, obviously all the science and engineering and mathematics related streams, and it may allow skipping into physics at university, especially physics C. So this is also, I guess, one of the major reasons why the students take physics C. They try that why not to study physics now if we want to leave it like forever. So yeah, this might be one of the reasons they take physics C, mechanics and ENM, so that they don't have to study physics at all at the universities. Yeah, and a good AP Physics might give you the relaxation of reducing the semesters as well. So that is the most important thing for which you should get a 5. Okay, now Physics 1 and 2 accepted mainly for elective credit, and Physics C, Mechanics and ENM. It often counts towards calculus-based physics sequence. So this would be the summary. Think like a physicist, not just solve but explain. So yes, this thing will help you in, if you make up your mind for physics C. If you make up your mind like a physicist, you just not have to solve, you have to explain. This is going to get you full points in FRQs. So yes, again, success, concept mastery will actually be examined for FRQs, and then problem practice, which obviously we have to do. Otherwise, physics is just, I would say, not so good for the students. And then lab reasoning for the experimental based questions. So yes, interesting thing, if any tutor can make the students feel comfortable in physics, once the student who has like hated physics or maybe scared of physics, that is the one of the biggest achievements for a physics tutor, and trust me, that is one of my objectives. We have to create more Einsteins. Okay, so thank you so much. If you have any questions, you can ask me. You can please type your questions in the chat box.
All right. So I don't see any questions. Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much for a wonderful session, Priyanka. I'd also like to share some of the AP results with you. Here they are. We also host unique AP masterclass every
Yeah, I have one query, I guess.
Okay, let's
Abhijit Mishra, IBHL. Yes. So any particular question in as such, sir?
I can unmute sir so that he can explain
Yes,
his
sir. We
yes.
can unmute you if you want. Kanushri,
Hello.
can you? Yeah.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. My son has taken HL
Okay.
physics in
Yeah.
IB.
Yes,
Whether
sir.
whether it will help in physics APC physics C will help in
Yes,
building
definitely, sir.
up.
Definitely, sir. 100%. Yes.
So
Yes.
the course will be similar to what is there at present in the
Yes.
IB.
Yes, sir. It is similar. Every board, actually, the higher secondary, or we can say grade 11, 12, they have the same course as the AP Physics courses. So yes, it is definitely going to help.
Yeah, so but IB, then it will be a repetition, correct? IB, he will be actually attempting that question in the pattern the way it's required,
Mm-hmm.
and still AP will be required. or
Yes,
it will be
AP
just a
will
good
be
to have?
yes, sir. AP will be required because the universities they ask for the score of these AP exams. So yes, but if he is already in IBHL as you said, so yes, most of the part he will be acquainted with. But just the thing is that the pattern of the questions will be different. Like they
Mm,
combine a few units together and then they ask you the questions. So that is the most
mm,
important part which the students have really to practice.
mm,
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions? Anyone? All right. Thank you so much, sir, for your question. Well, I would like to share some of the AP results with you all again. Also, just to let you know, we host unique AP Masterclass every weekend and we'll be sending out email updates to keep you informed. That brings us to the close of today's session. I'm sharing some important links in the chat box. Please feel free to save them for your reference. We look forward to welcoming you for our upcoming events and masterclass. Thank you once again for joining us
Thank you
today.
so much, everybody. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah. Until next time, take care and keep learning.